Hey everyone, and welcome. We all know we should exercise, right? But with so much advice flying around, it's kind of tough to know if what you're doing is actually working. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to give you a super clear, science-backed guide to make every single minute of your workout count. So let's dive in. Okay, check this out. The science is crystal clear. Being physically active is one of the best things you can do to prevent heart disease. And yet, get this, only about 15% of adults are actually hitting the recommended targets. 15%. So what is going on here? I mean, what about the other 85% of us? It's not like people don't want to be healthy. The problem usually isn't about desire, it's about knowing how. We know we need to move, but we're just not sure how to make that time and effort really pay off. All right, so let's start with the big one, the official gold standard. Health experts all agree. Adults should aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity aerobic exercise every single week. And you can break that up into chunks of 10 minutes or more. This isn't just some random number, by the way. It's the sweet spot that research shows can seriously lower your risk for chronic diseases. And this 150-minute challenge doesn't mean you have to become a gym rat. Not at all. Things you might already be doing, like a really brisk walk, going for a swim, playing a sport with friends, even something like shoveling snow, that all counts towards your weekly goal. But, and this is a big but, here's where it gets a little tricky. Just hitting the right number of minutes is only part of the story. The real secret, the thing that makes your exercise truly effective, is mastering one key variable: intensity. Because see, working harder is what really challenges your body and leads to those big fitness gains. To really get a handle on intensity, it helps to see where it fits in the grand scheme of things. And for that, exercise scientists have this awesome framework called the FIT principle. Just think of it like your personal blueprint for building a great workout. It covers 4 things: frequency, intensity, time, and type. So first up, F is for frequency. Pretty simple, right? It's just how often you exercise. And spreading your workouts through the week is way better than trying to cram it all into the weekend. Consistency is absolutely key here. Then we've got T, for time. How long you work out. This is how you make sure you're hitting that 150-minute target. And remember, even a quick 10-minute session counts, which makes it so much easier to squeeze into a crazy busy day. The second T is for type. This is just what you're doing: running, biking, dancing, whatever. The most important thing here, find something you actually enjoy. Because let's be honest, the best workout plan in the world is totally useless if you hate it and never do it. But that I is where the real magic happens. Intensity. It's all about how hard you're working. Look, frequency, time, and type gets you in the door. But intensity is what gets you results. It's definitely the hardest part to measure, but it's hands down the most important one to get right. So how in the world do you measure intensity? Well, the good news is you don't need some fancy, expensive lab. We're going to walk you through your own personal toolkit with 4 really simple, science-backed ways that anyone can use to measure their effort. So here's what's in the toolkit. We've got the talk test, the Borg scale, heart rate monitoring, and motion sensors. Just think of these as 4 different ways to answer that one crucial question: am I actually working hard enough? Let's start with the absolute easiest one. It's called the talk test. It goes like this. If you're working at a moderate intensity, you should be able to talk, but you probably couldn't sing a song. If you're going vigorous, you'll only be able to gasp out a few words at a time. It's so simple, but it works incredibly well. Okay, next up is the Borg scale. Now, this sounds technical, but it's not. It just asks you to rate how hard you feel like you're working on a scale. A rating between 12 and 14, that's your moderate zone. If you're feeling like a 15 or 16, you're in the vigorous zone. It's a really great way to just listen to your own body. Now, of course, you can get more technical with things like heart rate monitors, and they are super accurate, no doubt. Your heart rate is directly linked to how much oxygen you're using. So yeah, they can be a great investment. But the big takeaway here is you absolutely do not need one to get started. And finally, there are motion sensors, like the pedometer in your phone or watch. These are fantastic for just tracking your overall activity level. You've probably heard of the 10,000 steps a day goal. It's a really simple and powerful target to make sure you're getting enough movement throughout your entire day. Okay, so that's a lot of information. I get it. But how do you actually put this stuff into practice, especially if you're basically starting from zero? Don't worry. Here's a really clear, super actionable plan for your first week. If you're just starting out, here's a great goal. Try to go for a brisk walk, just 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's it. Once you're comfortable, you can slowly build that up to 30 minutes. Then you can start adding in some muscle strengthening stuff a couple of times a week. It's all about taking it slow and building a habit that sticks. All right, so once you've got the basics down and you're in a consistent groove, you might start asking yourself, okay, what's next? So let's take a quick peek at how you can level up your fitness with some of the newest trends and technologies out there. Really advanced training is becoming way more accessible. Take high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. It's proven to be amazing for your heart. And the smart tech we're all wearing now can literally guide you through it. These gadgets give us real-time feedback right on our wrists, and maybe the best part is they're getting cheaper every year. In the end, it really all comes back to this. You don't need a bunch of expensive gear. You don't need a personal trainer. The simple methods we've talked about, like the talk test and the Borg scale, they are scientifically validated, they're practical, and best of all, they're completely free. So there you have it. We've broken it all down, we've given you the toolkit, and we've even laid out a simple way to start. All the knowledge you need is right here. So the only real question left is, what's your first step going to be?